Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you had a good weekend so far. Now, today's going to be a double upload. I have this deck guide here, and I have my finale of the Beginner to Pro series. So if you were following that series, make sure to check that one out. Rank 1 to Pro is a really intense time, and after the process, I talk a little bit about the experiences and what to expect, right? Now, getting into this one here, I wanted to try Lippy because I felt like it was tempo meta, right? Everyone's going so fast at their plays, they're thinning out so much, so you would think in theory that Lippy would be really good. Now, I was a little bit underwhelmed with Lippy. I tried a few different versions, and there are some cards that you could include that I didn't include in the final cut, and I have no problem including them anyways. So if we're looking at them here, Aerondight's not bad, right? Aerondight's actually pretty good, assuming we maybe dump the Megascopes. I found after playing this one on stream, the Megascopes were a little bit slow with the Aerondight play, so it felt like, you know, a little bit anti-synergistic in that sense. But if you're taking these out for something else, by all means, you could put this in, like Brock for Hunters, whatever the case, another 4 provision card. Easy fit there. Now, before the Igni play, I was actually running Curse of Corruption, and it wasn't bad because we're running into a lot of like thing from the box and a lot of just like really tall point slam units. However, I felt like in the times where we were running Wildkarl and we flipped him into Champion as Fallblood because we needed something to do, then it was extremely awkward having this card in my hand. So I didn't want to go and do that just right now, but I felt like we might have more reach for removal or more removal in general if we just go with the Igni, because people are going extremely tall right now. So there's always going to be a target for that. And if it's not a tall target, there might be just wide targets, right? 4, 5 power units or whatever the case could be something we can aim for, right? So Igni just felt really good in this deck. Now, to go through the deck list and strategy here, pretty simple. I've done this before. This is the Lippy version 3, I guess you could say, of what I've been doing since 9.5 or 6. I really enjoy playing with the Megascopes. I really enjoy playing with the Mushy Truffle and the half roos and all that type of stuff. It's like indirect carryover, but this deck's a little bit different because for a Lippy deck, it does not include Lippy. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to get the second effect of the Magic Compass to create a Lippy. So here it says, if there's less than 3 cards in your starting deck, spawn and play a legendary Skellige unit that was not, or card rather, that was not in your starting deck instead. So we can go thin down to nothing basically, right? And end round 2 going on round 3, or beginning of round 3, we can go and we can take our Lippy, right? Get the whole deck flip, keep Oniro, and just do the whole thing that way, right? Now, at one point when I had Curse of Corruption in this slot around here, I was able to actually have Snowdrop. And Snowdrop was really good for fixing potential bricks in hand. So if you guys are interested in doing that, that's completely fine, I think. It's just I wanted to greed it out a little bit more, and I felt like, you know, this version actually wasn't bad for bricks. It was pretty good. So if we can get Cirrus out early, we're good to go, kind of thing, right? So think about it that way, okay? And since that version as well, Verification to Regular came in, these would have to go if you want to put in Snowdrop, and you'd have to put in some more 4Ps like the Hunters or whatever the case. But that's it. So we create Lippy off a Magic Compass. We have Oniromancy to guarantee we're grabbing what we want. Usually, Oniromancy has 2 main targets, right? Cirrus is pretty big, and Compass, if we miss it, it's pretty big off the Oniro. You want to save 1 Oniromancy for late game so that you can revive or replay the Cirrus on crate and all of the Drum and Shield Maidens that you made, right? Because that's the big part of round 1, is just creating more copies of these with the scopes, okay? So we have that. Mushy Truffle is just a good carryover situation, right? We can go wide with our points on the melee roll because we're going to be filling it, and we can just go boost 3 adjacent units by 2 with that, but we're also creating one of the bonded half roos that'll play for 8 points when we have them bonded. So just good carryover, good point slam. I like the Truffle here, right? The only sort of pitfall is if you use the Froth, then it's going to be put back in your deck when you flip. So sometimes it's kind of nice to flip before you play this card, right? Now, talked about Igni, just basically good reach for removal. Make sure, it seems like an obvious thing, you don't use any orders before you play this, otherwise it focuses on 35 instead of 20, right? Initiatives before orders are played. With the introduction of Vial, I made a slight mistake with that, I think, during one of the games today. You guys can laugh at me over that one, but it was, regardless, it didn't make a huge difference in the game, but it's one of those things you got to be careful for. We have discard package with Coral, Burna, Morkvarg, and Skirmishers, right? So this card here, basically draw a card, discard a card. Whenever you discard a card, damage random enemy unit by 2. This allows us to discard 2 cards. And then, of course, we have discard targets being Morkvarg and Skirmishers. These ones just appear on the melee row when they've been chucked into our grave with these ones, right? We have the additional Mask of Ouroboros, which is going to help us with one more discard so that we can thin out all the ones that we're looking at here. And now this isn't a discard, right? Be careful about that. This is just move others to graveyard. So it doesn't really work the same way from my understanding, right? But we have it there anyways just to move things over. You see, when it's discarded. So when it enters graveyard, so Morkvarg could be like an exception, but I don't believe Tursic would work off that. That's not how you're using it. You're just using this to chuck away stuff you really don't want to have, right? Like just maybe some of the Megascopes if they're too slow at the time, things like that, right? We have Roach that's going to come out of deck when we play a gold card. We have Knickers that's going to come out of the deck whenever he feels like it. It always happens. Like, I haven't played a game when this didn't happen, so, you know, it's just a matter of when. These 2 cards coming out twice throughout the game's good carryover points. We have to play Ring of Favor because everyone's playing Ring of Favor. The card starts in your hand, and it has a boost before its start, but while in hand, at the end of your turn, increase the boost by 2. So, what's nice about this here is that if the opponent passes on us, we essentially get a draw, right? Which helps us thin out the deck even further. If the opponent doesn't pass and they're really trying to push, they might use their Ring of Favor to catch up, and then we'll just play ours after the fact and we'll stay ahead. So it really helps us secure rounds, and this is like way overtuned. I was thinking that this card should be 10 provision. I'm starting to think maybe it should be 11 provision, but that's basically it. We need to use our leader charges on something besides the Cirrus play. So I felt like going Vildkarl here just because we could hit it 3 times with those 3 excess leader charges and get 12 points back from this here. If we do that early game, maybe we can take it back late game kind of thing. But either way, it's good to have there. The only other thing in the spot would be something like Blue Boy, but it's a little bit random now with all the armor going around, all the shields going around. So I felt like maybe that wasn't it for this play. You could maybe dump a Vildkarl and put in, you know, something a little bit less expensive like the Drakars, but then you find yourself potentially having to hold on to a bronze card you don't want just to activate the leader, whereas it feels much better to have something like Vildkarl in hand, right? Verification just makes a lot of sense because we're running 4 artifacts in the deck, right? We have Truffle, we have Vial, and we have the Megascopes. So to be able to flip one of those into a bear and boost it by 4, it's 10 points for 5 provisions, and I think that's really good, especially with the recent verification buff. I have the Regare for a lock because we don't have a lot of direct control with this deck, right? This is going to have to wait for things to develop before we use it. We have Spores that's going to just be a tall punish, but it's not going to remove something, so a lock feels pretty good here, right? So, kind of the idea. Talked about these here. Basically, when you damage this, summon all copies, that's how we're using it. It's with the leader charge there. Vial of Forbidden Knowledge, I put this in here because I'm expecting a lot of people to be running it. So we want this to thin from our deck usually, right, at the beginning. And more than often, you'll see it actually come out on turn 1, right before the game starts. So good stuff. Worst case scenario, though, it's 8 for 4, and I think that's really good. We can see what the opponent has in their deck, so we should know like how we're going to play around them. And for what it's worth, the opponent usually knows what we have. The only like thing that I don't like about it is that they could sort of plan for Igni a little bit. However, at the end of the day, I don't think it's avoidable in this meta right now, unless it's a very short round with the Igni play, right? But we're usually using this earlier to win on even kind of thing. So I don't mind Vile here. You could swap that out if you're not comfortable with it. It's not like a necessity for the deck. It's just something that I wanted to help me get down a little bit quicker with the thins. Spores and Pellar I think are necessities, right? Being able to reset the power of something could be just countering a Ring of Favor, you know what I mean? And then Pellar to purify a defender so we can lock something, or Pellar to purify, let's say, our champion if they poison it or whatever the case, or just Pellar to purify their resilience, because everyone's going to be running some type of Nova deck, right? You're going to be seeing this pretty much in every second game. So to be able to play Pellar there, you're getting the 4 points plus the 8 you're preventing from next round, so 12 for 4 is really good, right? And I just like half roos here. It makes a lot of sense to me. You just get a half row going, and worst case scenario, we don't draw something like the Wildkarls. We can start banking leader charges off the half roos and click them anyways and trade back for the points. So that's pretty much it. Now, closing thoughts about the deck. It's a lot of fun to play. I would say it's relatively difficult to pilot because you need to be well aware of like how your draws are going to be, and you need to be very disciplined with your mulligans so that you don't brick things, right? But if you can get the hang of that, tons of fun. And sometimes the opponent has no idea what you're doing, like if they don't see the Lippy, which is the best part about it. It's just pretty interesting. And what's nice too is that even if your Echo, your Magic Compass, gets punished with a Squirrel or a Xavier, that's something you want to play around, right? But you could find out pretty quick with the Vile if they have that in their deck. But if it does get punished, we still have other like win conditions. We can adjust our play so that we don't thin hard down to nothing in round 1, right? And we can just take it a little bit slower. I've still won games with the Magic Compass banished, so just be mindful of that. And I think that this deck will get you to pro rank 100%, right? If you can master this and play it well, for sure, right? I had a pretty decent time. I went on a little bit of a streak with this version. I had like 4 games in a row that I won, and then I think I might have lost the 5th, and yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. But that's that, right? And I'll be posting this one on playgwent.com so you guys can try it, import it, and see if you like it. And I will be back tomorrow with another video. I've got 2 other deck guides that I've been working on. Games have been played for both of those, and then I'm going to be working on a 3rd one at the same time with live commentary. So I got a lot of stuff banked up for this week, and the reason for that is because I want to be streaming a lot this week instead of just spending all my time making videos. So it took a lot of time this weekend doing this, and I'm really happy about it. Now, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the gameplay, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to sub to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Alright, so we got Tactical Decision up here. We can find out really quick if they're mill. I think they are mill. So we'll go 1. Go 2. It's good. Yeah.
We follow Lethos.
Sick. Pretty much comes down to if they take Compass, we lose. Good to know. Purify the resilience here.
What is truth if not an illusion? Time to get our hands dirty.
We got a coral out. We do.
That might even be amusing.
Nothing like some
We're hitting the wrong targets here. They're gonna. They have.
Here's our chance.
Oh my.
We shall do it.
There we go.
my way.
You still win the game without without Oniro, really. Because we'll be able to take like a... Okay, that sucks too. Here. They took away some carryover, we'll make some more. I don't mind if they take a scope or a half-ru, really. In fact, I might actually take Compass, like, ASAP. Yeah,
I like you whether you
we'll
like
take
it
Compass shortly. This turn coming up.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
No. Not this turn coming up. We pass. We pass? Actually, we can't pass.
Heckling kill.
It's because we need to have a couple cards here. Or at least let them mill one more first, then we can do it. Well, we have no graveyard, so yeah, we have to wait.
all together.
I live to serve you. We follow Letho's lead.
They're getting pretty good hits here. $12, $7.
I fish breath.
Dump the 6.
There you foul swine.
Don't expect that we're gonna get that right, because we need kind of like everything else. 19 points. We don't want to draw another card, so let's just let's use the boost.
Music marries cultures, connects folk to one another.
They're taking over so much that at least we can get a little bit more.
this over with.
Since they got rid of Wildkarl, the move might actually be to kill off the Shield Maiden to play the Peller if they play the Ciri. We'll take it. It doesn't hurt at this point to just go and take it. I feel like this coming round though, like we want to not have Ursine to use because the Wildkarl, right? And if we top deck Cirrus, I think we just win. If yeah, Cirrus and that sucks. Cirrus and Igni. If we could somehow get these cards, we win the game. Because they're gonna have two 13-point cards, I'm pretty sure, right? Tibor and Thing in the Box. Thing from the Box. Probably like the worst way we can do this, but okay, that's actually good enough. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Crappy part is the skirm, right? It's 18 points. If they play Tibor and they bring out like a coral, then we can use the skirm. I don't think we have to worry too much about other things. I'm just gonna waste the lock here because I kind of want to see what happens. They just threw.
Not your lucky day.
Good. I guess they just weren't expecting that. Yeah, we just win the game. There we go. Now, I want to see how much we win by because, you know, maybe you guys will be like, yeah, I think it was fine, even without the other 13 points. Alright, so next up here we got Nilfgaard Imprisonment. We just need good draws. We just need Oniro or Cirrus or both. I think we can dump a half roof for now. Not really loving Vile either. That's the worst hand I've ever had in a round 1. Actually though. Like I have nothing to discard at all. Wow. What do you even do with this? We probably have to play Compass and hope for the best.
Your magic can't harm me. No magic can.
That's so bad. Okay, now we're talking. That was just hideous for a second, right?
Step careful there.
Let me take that. There we go.
I bring death, quite literally.
This puts us ahead. We still have time. I hope they're not running a Xavier or any sort of graveyard punish, and that's the wrong... I guess they didn't want to like trade down, but that's fine. If they have bombs like that, it's either just a tech, like a one-off, or they actually have like Madoc and it's in hand. So I could go the carryover route.
Oh, how wonderful. Be
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think they just had a bad draw too, and you know, we gotta play this down a little bit. Single Nero's great, Compass is great too. Let's see, this goes back. I'm gonna have to say Peller goes back too, and hopefully we just get what we need here. We gotta stack this row a little bit.
We shall do it my way.
It's gonna be Halfru we dump. Halfru or Vile? Vile's a bit better because they have the leader locks. Yep, see? Told you. Wouldn't be surprised if they pull out the Letho here shortly as well. Yeah.
I suppose.
Let's get that one discard while we can. Take that. That's a horrible one to click though. And what's left? This is actually a good pull. We're still playing Compass, so I don't think we have to take any anything else here. Verification with Vile's pretty good.
We shall achieve our goal.
Okay, it's enough of that. Had enough of that graveyard punish. Here. Okay. Yeah, we're just good. And next up here we got Tactical Decision again from Nilfgaard. And I actually feel like this matchup's gonna be one of the better ones because they contribute to the deck flip. We'll put back, the only part that kind of sucks here is this. Maybe it's supposed to be... Maybe we're supposed to hold these for now. I'm gonna put them back for now. I want to see if I can draw into something a little bit better. Let's try it. Okay, good. The big swing. Oh.
Praise be to the great sun!
Okay, we got the wasted yen. Let's try and flip knickers because 2 bricks is actually pretty bad. And then we'll take the Onero here, and we'll try and find what we need. Right? And then we still get to play. That's a huge turn. I think we're supposed to just keep going.
That might even be amusing.
Yeah.
Nothing like some overseas
That pops us out in front, and now we just have to defend. So, what I could do here too is we get it. Nice, nice.
I shall do as you command.
I guess they just don't care.
In each of us dwells
Surrender is a good tech.
good and evil.
So far, it's kind of cool what they're doing, but it feels like they wasted a card. I think I'm gonna keep the tomb going, and I'm just gonna use Compass. It's good synergy.
Best drown yourself with those damn
And then we'll just take this here, right?
so be it.
At this point, I think that's the play, actually getting rid of the roach. It just didn't work out.
where me axe.
Bleed you out slow and I finally get you.
We'll take a scope here. It's funny when you see a deck play this card and it's not actually working the way it's intended to be because, you know, we just in harder. Got that. We're going to be getting 8 points here. It feels like we're supposed to just click.
All together!
Out of all the cards in our deck, though, we, like, at this point, I kind of wish I had the Peller still. I don't know, like, what it is, if it's Colgrim or what. Maybe it's like hyper thin clog. Bit of both. It's gotta be this.
Give them no rest, no reprieve.
Because we pulled everything in round 1, obviously the space is a little bit of an issue, but I don't feel bad just jamming that here. We tied. It's probably gonna be Wild Carl. Because if they play then, we take favor, and it's just huge, right?
Very gloire.
I feel like if they had Snowdrop, they might have done it by now. Yeah. We just get it good here. Kind of hoping... Actually, you know, that's not bad. That's really not bad. I was kind of hoping for Igni, though. So basically what we're supposed to do here, I think, is just play the 2 half-roos and go for the pass. And just hope that... that we're good there.
I bring fair wishes from the captain. I fish breath.
The problem is if they stuff my deck, then we're actually kind of stuck a little bit, you know? You see what I mean? Like if they stuff it one more time. But even then, if it's Colgrim, it's like a bad Colgrim, so...
Your foot? Come on, give it a lash. Sing along.
You can kiss my tail goodbye.
What's the counter at? It should show us here. 11. We draw 1, 2, and 3, hopefully. Kinda. It's gotta be my pass here. So we get the 1 mulligan, right? Or they're gonna treat us. Oh yeah. We got 1 more card left. It's gonna be. Skirm's really not good here. I think it's gonna be. Yeah, just in case. We gotta make sure that they don't clog here either. Actually, they can't, because locations played. Osiris played. What would they play, right? They need to interact with units to do that. I think that's the 3rd time they played it.
You bleating son of a doe!
So what? Should I pound it into a poker?
Mankind is a virus.
So I risk getting clogged in case, you know, it's a Colgrim thing. So I think to be safe, we actually let them have the point, and we do the flip here, because otherwise they could just win the game off 1 clog. You know what I mean? And since we have spores, it's like not all that important. If anything, I lock the back. I don't know. Kind of want an engine to lock that has like damage or something, you know? Six. They're at 17. It's getting close. We gotta set up an Igni, so I think locking at 6 is actually pretty good. They lock the lock, we take a 12-point Igni.
Damn it.
It's kind of sweet. And we just spores a Colgrim if that's the case. Or that is a good spores. I guess they knew it was over there, yeah. Alright, so if it's Kelly, I might just lose, right? Unless we can get a really good Igni. Let's see. 1 goes back. There's that. There's that. I think I have to just keep it because we're taking discards. They've got the Xavier, which is horrible for us.
Step
Give 'em
careful
no
there.
rest, no reprieve. Our shields are our rampart.
I'm thinking we do this, but for a little bit more tempo, we take the vial. And then we just throw that. Go about it that way, right? They'll start chewing through the tokens.
Yield and save me some time.
We do play once more.
Can be amusing.
Maybe get them to waste some kind of boost on that. And then we just... I think I gotta pass at 7. The problem with that is that... Kinda stuck though, and then they get the long round they're looking for. It's probably just taking Igni when I can. Feels pretty compass to me. What's worse, card advantage or them just plowing through with Kelly or going super tall? Plowing through with Kelly. We gotta win now.
Ye who wander on the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
We stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Don't think we need spores because we have the Igni in hand. Oh my gosh, what a snipe.
Overseas plunder.
So at least there's not that problem, right? It was either that I was hoping for, or just to maybe get a couple off the spear tip, but I think Ciri's better to hit twice. They have Ring of Favor. They don't. You should. Oh my god. I used an order. What a throw. I can't even believe that. Oh wow. I forgot about this actually having order. Like, you know what I mean? It just totally blanked for a second. I was trying to snipe the Kelly. We would have had it too.
Oh, how wonderful! You speak our tongue.
In love with a fear fall.
Okay, that's not all bad. We can go taller, actually. Let's see here. We take this. They do have spores in deck. They also could have heat wave. Try to make it as less of an attractive heat wave. Something like that. When you throw an Igni and you make a guide. A deck guide. Don't do that. That's not what you're supposed to do.
A beautiful pair of legs, please.
At this point, I'm looking to see, okay, do we just try and trade like a heat wave or something like that? Like, what's the last card? Is it important? Is it Witch's Sabbath or something like that, you know? Is it Xavier? It's Osriel. Jeez. So Igni would have won us that round because Kelly wouldn't have played for like an extra 20 points. Okay. We're gonna lose that, so I want to ditch it.
Just one more, sir. Time for some marauding.
Surprisingly clean creatures, as it happens.
It's gotta be Igni here. Do it properly this time. There we go. Turn off the 2 engines, right? This goes off. There we go. That should give us around 3. I wanted to forfeit this game so badly in round 1. It's not even funny. If I do have to go leader down, it's not the end of the world. We can just take the ping off the knickers for the extra point. That's my last Oniro, but I'm feeling pretty confident if we can draw any of the other stuff. Even a heat wave's not enough. Maybe they have heat wave, and then they're going to be doing like a 3 boost, which is actually kind of scary. Okay. Now we just have to draw our cards, right? Spores might be kind of good. This is horrible. Okay. I'm grateful for that. Alright, so we got Tactical Decision up next, and it feels like we're just playing against this too much today. In general, on stream, off stream. Let's have a look here. We got 1 we'll put back. 2 we'll put back. And that's a nice tech, right? Having the Spores in hand. Having this in hand. We need something to discard. So this has to go. Like realistically, we need like the Coral Burna type stuff, you know? That's gotta be the play. Like, we'll find out what they got. It's typical. We gotta play something just so that we can play something. Here. Try and thin out a little bit before we take Coral. Or it's gonna be Burna here. I think we need 2 discards. We got 3 units in hand, so... yeah. We also need Compass, right?
I like you whether you like it or not.
That's what we'll do. Burn a Bran. Hopefully we get good pulse here.
I'll do it my way.
Crack and eat me girly. Looky here.
They're okay. That's my Oniro, is it not?
do not mince words on principle.
Your stench. We're so full that I can't even play Cirrus. We might have to actually pass. Okay. Yeah, we might have to actually pass. I think that's the smartest thing to do. 'Cause, it'd probably have to be Fukusha on the resurrection. Unless we could draw a compass, right? If I can draw a compass, we might be okay. It's just not having Cirrus out there kind of sucks. The compass twice is OP, like if we can get it down to 3 less. They gotta go one more turn. Okay. Nice. Scopes don't work the way I intended here. It's too risky though. We'll keep one with the verifications, actually not bad. And they go first. They get actually a really good mill.
I shall do as you command. Need to get slapping. All together!
We try. I don't think it matters too much. Peller's not really good, so we'll just do that. Flip graveyard with deck, yes. We gotta do it here. Just so we actually have cards to play. You know what I mean? Not bad. We got it. I guess we both got it. What's nice is that they go Xavier, but they don't get the Echo. Huge.
wonderful! You speak our tongue.
So Igni's online, but it's not that great at 8 points. I think we keep going. Oh, if that was on melee, that would have been so nice.
A beautiful pair of legs, please.
This could hurt.
We'll take our scope. And I think we actually clicked this one because I know they have Yen in their deck, right?
Who is to die?
Yeah, I could play that. I just, like, obviously don't want them to take... If they take Yen, though, they don't get it back for later. Like, I just want to see if I could do a Self-Spores if I'm desperate, you know what I mean? It could be, like, my best option if they don't boost.
You ever tried swimming in armor?
Okay, I'm trying to snipe here. I'm trying to get 21 points. I just need to hit 1 and 2. Let's go. They don't see it. They actually don't see it. Here. That just wins us the game, doesn't it? Okay, we're good. We save card. Look, this one's 8 base power. So we just... That. And that. Vial's kind of slow here. We'll put back these two, I think. Compass huge. Go compass. Well, compass is not that huge actually, because we don't burn. If we had burn, it would be absolutely disgusting, but it's fine. I don't think it works like that, right? Oh, We get one of them.
Stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
And then this turns off. It's not a bad play though. Just because I have nothing else to lock, right? Actually, what I was supposed to use was one of my leader charges last round. I suppose it's not that important though. There you go.